They said run up in here and see what happened. On fan out here with the blicks on them. Blicks on them. Run up in this black on. You see that black on? Run up in this. Oh my mama, we gonna do that to y'all ass.
This is America.
It's an important thing to have the right opinion all of the time online, to some people. Certainly, I have a wide variety of spicy takes, and I've had my fair share of bad takes. I've had my fair share of shameful deletion of tweets and outright apologies for bad takes. But you, the viewer, feel like you can correct me. When I make a mistake, you let me know, whether you're liking or disliking videos, or you let me know in the comment section or on Twitter. And ultimately, I'm open to hearing that feedback. Maybe I won't always agree with you, but I'm willing to hear that and change if I'm wrong. But that's not how a lot of this blue checkmark world or kind of like far left media organizations go. And that's exactly what happened to Robert Myer Burnett, who was removed from movie trivia show Schmoedown after angrily reacting to what happened to retired police captain David Dorn. Now, if you're not aware of the situation, I covered it on my Midwestly channel in far more detail. But essentially, this man was a model citizen, a former police captain, a black man who lost his life, had his life taken from him while trying to protect his friend's pawn shop. His life was taken from him so somebody could steal some TVs. Former Collider staff member and creator of Schmoedown Entertainment Network announced he was removing Robert Myer Burnett, allegedly his friend by the way, as manager of the movie trivia Schmoedown. Harlef wrote on Twitter, "The Schmoedown does not agree with the statements made earlier by Robert Myer Burnett. We will be replacing him as a MTS manager." Fired over a single tweet. This must be some of the most inflammatory stuff, some of the absolute spiciest meatball. Like, it's burning going in and it's burning coming out. That's how hot this tweet must be. Let's take a look. Okay, here's the original tweet. You want outrage? Watch this, MFers. Honestly, F the looters. Here's the moment every owner really wants. You want to stop the unrest? Everyone use deadly force. Every private citizen, every business owner. Now, I suppose that is spicy, but I agree with everything he said. Everything. That might be controversial. Now, do I think that it's worth it to enter yourself into a crazy escalation of a situation over personal property? That's for every man or woman to decide for themselves. I don't think anyone can sit here watching on our cell phones or on our computers, or me sitting down here at 12:30 at night recording videos for tomorrow because I have to get finally a haircut. I don't know what I would do. I'm a Pro 2A guy. I'm strapped. Every floor of this house is ready to go. All right? But I'm telling you, if I had the real opportunity to maybe barricade myself in my room, let the person know that should they touch that handle, that will be the last thing they touch, rather than maybe actively pursue somebody in my home, I might just do that. I don't know what I would do in that scenario. Obviously, Robert Myer Burnett was very upset about what he saw, and that's not okay with a certain section of Twitter. You're supposed to just lie down and take it. Now, it could go into the deeper story, how this man's, the taking of this man's life doesn't fit the mainstream narrative, you know, because, you know, it was a wholesome police officer trying to help a buddy out that was had, you know, their life taken from them by looters. But, you know, CNN and Fox News and everyone else are too busy making money off running that footage. Now, following the tweet, Burnett would write a subsequent one. Okay, I'll delete my tweet. I hope everyone remembers that dead man on the sidewalk who tried to do the right thing, but was ended for it. And y'all want me to delete my tweet because, oh no, my tweet might cause other bad behavior. No, it wouldn't. You have every right, depending on the state you live in here in the United States, to protect your property by whatever means your local municipality or state allows. After being publicly shamed by his quote-unquote friend, he writes, "The Schmoedown does not agree with the statements made earlier by Robert Myer Burnett. We will be replacing him. We want to let you know we will step into his role soon. Oh, who will? The world, even the virtual one, is especially hard right now. Let's be kind to one another." Harloff added in a subsequent tweet, "R&B and I did talk. We heard each other out. He understood my point, and I heard what he was trying to say in his initial tweet. We both understood why it was best to move on." He added, "We spoke first. I didn't inform him of the tweet." Here's how that conversation went.
You're fired.
That's how that tweet goes, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with what this man said. There's nothing insightful about it at all. It's ridiculous. You know, and by the way, you know, people are allowed to have their own opinions. I mean, maybe if people only know Robert Myer Burnett over his, you know, Schmoedown type of thing, I don't know. I don't know. In response to these tweets, Robert Butler III, who is also part of the movie trivia Schmoedown, claimed Robert Myer chose to stand with right-wing extremist ideology we must condemn. Oh, I see. So he was fired for standing against the narrative. That's what happened here. This man advocated for personal property rights and protecting your home and property, and he was fired for it. Are you joking? Seriously, what if he had just said that about cops? Would you have endorsed that? Retweeted him even? What does this have to do with right wing or left wing? I know a ton of liberals that believe in protecting their personal property. I guarantee you Joe Vargas does.
That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Look at it smoking. Shoot.
Although maybe he doesn't. I would suspect he does, though. Butler would then claim he needs medication after he defended himself from Burnett's accusation. And he goes on to continue to, after he deletes it. This is, of course, you know what? I do this sometimes, too. I'm guilty of this, too. But I really need to look at situations and decide if maybe they admitted a mistake and deleted it. But here we go. Robert Butler III. Here's the original tweet. Please share and retweet. So after the dude's been fired, regurgitated the tweet, and now it's continuing to what would appear to be trying to cancel him. And then you have him say, "Someone please give this man his medication before he goes out there and ends a black person." Whoa! At no point did Robert Myer Burnett say anything about black people. In fact, as far as I know, we don't know the skin color of the person that took the life of that former police sergeant or captain. So shockingly exposing opinions that Robert Butler III automatically assumes it was a black man. Burnett would later detail his anger in the now deleted tweet came after rewatching retired St. Louis police captain David Dorn, who had his life taken while attempting to protect a pawn shop. He would also issue an apology. That's unfortunate. He wrote that the 77-year-old black former police captain outraged me. I allowed that furious anger express itself in words that are contrary to what I believe. No, they aren't. You believe it. You believe it because it's right. He stated, like everyone, I watched everything unfold, and I tweeted, and he's mad. Sure. That he was extremely mad when he made the tweet, and I was mad, really mad, really mad. Everything we've seen, the man did not deserve to have his life end on the street corner, and I'm still mad. Why are you making an apology? And then he goes on, he added, Christine Harloff and Mark Ellis have created something everyone can love. Never forget, Warfather and Hannah will dominate. Folks, I love, love, love the Schmoedown. Please do not let my anger or speaking out get in the way. Speaking out of get in the way of something that's truly tremendous. What a spectacular collapse. It's really sad to see him basically apologize for getting fired. Wasn't Christian Harloff the same guy who threw a temper tantrum when he didn't get invited to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? Yes, he was. I mean, look, he has every right to apologize. Maybe he means it. I doubt he does. I believe he meant what he said at the time. But this is just another perfect example of the shallowness of cancel culture and how people's own political ideologies reign supreme when they are trying to decide whether something is moral, right, or good. This wasn't about that he was outraged by what Robert Myer Burnett said. He was outraged because what he said went against the mainstream narrative. He let you know that when he referred to his views as right-wing following right-wing ideologues. He exposed himself as a hack. He exposed himself as somebody who wanted to cancel somebody that was his friend because he dared go against the mainstream narrative rather than stand up for a friend and maybe just politely disagree. But that's what you get with today's lily-livered generation out there trying to be something they're not, trying to bend and wiggle and like a leaf in the wind to whatever is popular at that moment. They've got no spine. They'll never have a spine, but wiggle on anyway. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.